Buy your ticket quickly, you've only got a few more days to go. It ends 1st of July, so if you want this patrol, and why the hell wouldn't you, you need to get your t-shirt bought. What's the date today? 26th. So you got 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, and then the close date is 1st of July. 5 days, quickly, before I cut any more off it. It needs more. There we go. That's one side down. Shamone. If you're wondering why there's pallets everywhere and it's a bit of a mess, we're expecting a skip today. Was the tow bar really fastened on very well anyway? She's up. Yeah. I think we're going to have a problem with that one. It might just be perfect. It was kind of perfect. Oh, God, yeah. That's perfect. Now all I've got to do is tidy all these pallets up that I made a mess of. Obviously I'm getting this ready for an MOT, and for the UK MOT we have a few things to look at. I'm not going to go through all of them right now, but lights, make sure all your lights work, make sure that your horn works, windscreen washers and things like that. Ball joint, minimal play, you can get all the specifications online. If you just spin the wheel and get somebody to press the brake pedal and make sure that each one works and that it's not, seized. The caliper's not seized and it doesn't work. So just basics like that. Obviously, get hold of your wheel. Feel for play, ball joints, things like that. You can see your track rod arms here. You can have a look at those, see if there's any play in them. You can have a feel of them, and you can usually feel if there's any like excess play and things like that. You can see this inner hub seal on this one is leaking. It's leaking axle oil, because there is actually an issue with that end seal, and it's not the seal that goes around here, it's actually a small seal that the drive shaft goes through, which hopefully we'll have time to sort. And also get hold of your wheel this way and have a feel for play that way. I feel that this one has a little bit in it. I've already checked the other side and the other side doesn't. This side needs some repair on that oil seal, so I'll probably be able to kill two birds with one stone. Another easy one to do, go around the back. The handbrake is currently on, because handbrake's an easy fail. Does the handbrake work? No. Is the handbrake on? Is the handbrake actually on? The handbrake is on. Oh, hang on. I'm being stupid. I'm being very stupid. The handbrake is on the transfer case, so it's obviously an open diff, and it's allowing it to... Always rotate your tyres, kids. The brake pads all round, the front ones have got plenty on, that's good. The back ones are getting down, but they're not like dangerous. You can see this is the lowest one and it's got probably 4mm on the pad. I have got some new ones. If I've got time, I'll put them in. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to give it a really good wash. The wind's coming in the wrong direction. If you have a bad leak like that front hub and it's been going inside your wheel like this, look at that. Make sure you get all that washed off, because you fix that hub, and if you get a bad MOT tester, you never know. It might just go, think it's still leaking, lad. Don't put yourself in the position. Get it all cleaned up. I'm deep into the hub now. I've cable tied my caliper up here, just like you should at home. I don't want to imagine that you'll be letting that caliper swing by this brake pipe. And I am now just taking the hub bearings off, and so far I've taken these two, sorry about the wind, I've taken these two posi drive screws out, I've taken this lock-in ring off, and now I am taking this off. Now you're probably wondering, why am I doing this out in the wind? And it's because the vehicle is dirty and my workshop is a very clean environment for building engines and pumps and all kinds of nice things. And the last thing I want is this dirty old thing contaminating everything. And it gives me the opportunity to wash all the components down as I'm stripping them. So, are we ready for that hub to just fly right off? Always put all your bits in order and then you know where it goes. The back bearing shouldn't fall out because the hub seal should hold it in. Yes, it has. And then you want a nice piece of cardboard to pop this down on. That's better, I can see the bolts now. Now don't forget, kids, to WD-40 your axle shaft after you've washed it off, because, am I going to remember how this all goes back on? Well, you are videoing it, I suppose. The notch goes to the front. See there where that big notch is, small notch. Bingo, bingo. Need another socket for that. Oh, we're going to need bigger than that. I'm doing a bigger job than just them. Something more than that? No? Oh, it wasn't just that. It is the actual, it's the stub axle itself. What am I even doing here? Do I know what I'm doing? It's kind of coming out. Do I? No, it won't come out. Oh, it did come out. And the shaft's coming out. My hand's too dirty and I don't want to be touching that. Oh, do I stop being gay and just do it? Is this diff going to go back in? This is going to go back in the diff nice and easy. It's out. Look at that. Land Rover, if you're listening, this is what you need. This is what you need. 35-inch tyres, 500 horsepower OM606, bouncing, still in one piece. That's like 20 odd year old. So this is it, the naughty little seal that we've been talking about. It's there, right there. This is it. Seal, oil, inner. These are what you need. A lot of people think it's the large seal around the big sphere, but it's not. It's these. And then when you go to assemble all that back together, that assembly, you want to pack that with CV grease, because obviously it's a CV joint in there, constant velocity. And the reason mine hasn't got any grease in it is because the oil has washed it all away. So when you put the oil seal back in, there won't be any oil. This is the back end, if you hadn't noticed. It's not a Porsche Cayman, so front and back aren't both fronts. So look at this. This is a slightly corroded area. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if the camera will pick it up because it's only minor corrosion. But if you look from this angle, you can see, sorry if my nose sounds a bit sniffly, I've got hay fever, which is lame. And corrosion and salt and things like that, it's all happened in this area, which is not good. So what we're doing is, because I don't want to give this car away, and then the giveaway person, over the moon with it, takes it to a really difficult MOT tester next time round, and they go, oh shit, and they end up having to scrap it. So what we're going to do is, we're going to cut this rusty section off and just flat plate it, and then reattach this section to it. So it's not going to be pretty, but it'll be functional, and it'll be on both sides because both sides have the same issue. Nissan Patrols, very strong here, not so strong there. Could have done with an extra mil of an extra mil. Can you imagine if all the body was an extra mil thicker? It'd be like a ton heavier. Right, better finish my job. Just popping the new oil seal in. I'm not hitting this in with a socket, of course. That would be ridiculous. That's in. So that is the new seal in. I'll give it a wipe, but I don't have any clean rag on me. And I am going to now put a bag over this because I can see bits of dust going in there. And then we're stopped pretty much until we can get a bearing for this. Ta-da! Do you remember the play that I had in the bottom of the hub? Well, I thought, oh, I'll pop this off and it might be a case of just re-shimming it. No. The bearing is absolutely knackered. Hooray! So we're just waiting on a new bearing now. That must be quite an old issue because this has been leaking oil for quite a while. So maybe someone's been doing some bad boy off-roading and it's sat with water in it for years. Either way, not good.
Up there as well. So do you need to change them both?
I'm assuming, is that the bearing and that's the seal? Yes,
yes,
it is. So what, has he given you a price for both of those?
I paid for both of those.
Okay, and how much?
£60. Is that it?
£60 for both?
That's with a bit of trade discount.
Okay.
And including that.
Need these parts now.
Tomorrow afternoon, I'm afraid. They said Wednesday and I pushed for tomorrow for you.
Hello. I've cut a lot off the back of the Patrol. There's a theme here, isn't there? Whenever I'm working on the Patrol, I'm generally fixing rust. So it's like a little mechanical task has taken to do that bearing, bush, seal, whatever. It's taken what? Probably an hour. And then the rest of the time is totally consumed by fabrication. Tadging. I'm not even going to call this fabrication because it's not, it's bodging. Let's come and have a look. So that's bagged up. Yeah, so these are some of the bits I've cut off. So this stuff here, which was all rotten, kind of went in there. And then all this section here was totally just toast. So what I'm making is, I've cut it level. This bit has a bit of strength in it. So I've cut it level, and what I'm going to do is I'm making these two plates, one for either side, because I've done the exact same to the other side. And that plate is going to get welded all around this seam, and then folded down, and then welded round here and then onto there. And then hopefully that'll like create a new corner. And then that'll give it a few more years before that rots off. This is the problem here of what's going on. Obviously I'm squeezing this in. Not that it isn't important, but as you can see there, I'm literally on with building 2 customer engines and I don't have the space or the capacity to do this stuff anymore. That's why a lot of people will ring and say, will you build my vehicle and all the rest of it. I'd love to. You know, I'd love to be cutting out and welding and doing all sorts. Do you know what you get paid for doing this kind of work? About £3.50. Yeah, I'm gonna. I can't because I've got nowhere to fucking do it. The fabrication bench, there's somebody fabricating on it because, obviously, again, jobs that are going out the door. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just go and sit outside and do it on the floor. Here's a box. I'll use this as my workbench. You know the perfect man for this is. Loves it. Absolutely can't get enough of it. Dusty. Nothing makes him happier than welding up old rusty vehicles. Right, let's try it. My plan is to squeeze this together and then weld that in. Now, ideally, if you were doing something like this and you wanted it as like a really nice high-end permanent repair, what you would want to do is create some sort of water runoff. I'm going to just drill a hole in the back of it to let the water at the lowest point drain out of it in case moisture gets in this area, and then I'm going to absolutely lather all the inside of that with something like thick oil or something that's just going to stick to it forever. If you were normally like making a body panel that would go in there, you'd create a flange and you would probably push the sheet of metal up inside and the flange would come down sort of like that on the inside and to there, and then you would spot weld it along if we were doing this properly. However, having a flange and all that shit is no better because you still end up with moisture in between. It's all just a load of bollocks anyway and it'll still rust out. So just weld this in. Better. The little bit of folded tin snipped metal that you saw, I have welded in. Well, you could call it welding if you want. But I would imagine for welding you'd need 2 pieces of metal and I only had 1 piece of metal. But yeah, what do you think? The corner's now gone and now we've got a flat bit. Do you know what I might do, just to be that guy? I might pop that little genuine Nissan bung out of there. That one that says Nissan on it. I'm going to drill that piece of metal that I've made and I'm going to shove that in there. And people will be like, oh my God, that's genuine. They won't. Crimp that together, weld it round exactly like the other side. However, I need to have dinner first because I haven't had dinner yet. What time is it?
4 o'clock.
Is it actually 4? I thought it was like 2. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. I'm going to explain the ending of the video from here because my camera person is going, because obviously it's lunchtime, or a little bit after. And I obviously am going to be here till the death to finish the job, but I need somebody to hold the camera for me to finish the video. So I'm going to say bye for the future, and I'll probably do some little B-roll bits so you can see. I'm sure there'll be me struggling with welding a piece in that left-hand side. The right-hand side's already done, and then probably sweeping it all up, burning myself, grinding it all back. Drilling the holes, there'll be probably some of that, and me then painting it in something. Am I going to use red oxide? Am I going to use black paint? Am I going to use primer? I don't know. Tired, very tired. Do you ever get that? Do you ever get that, you guys at home? Do you want me to tell you my saying of the day? This is good. Are you ready for it? If I've got 1 foot-pound and you've got 2, if I spin twice as fast, we've got the same power, you tool. Bye for now.